Good day to you viewers, the Colonel speaking to you live from the Grange, British Imperial YouTube Broadcasting. Today we've got a Parlophone record, R2284, Don't Do the Dirty on a Fellow Narkovian. Ronald Frankau with Monte, Crick at the pianoforte. The profits from this record are being paid to Narkova Collage in aid of St. Peter's Kitchens. This was recorded in 1936. Here we go. It doesn't say that on the label, I've just told you. Anyway.
As far as anyone's concerned, you can go through life pinching any fellow's job, his bitter, or his wife. But there is a kind of man whom you must never fool. That's, of course, the pupil of the dear old school. Don't do the dirty on a fellow Narkovian. Try to be a decent sort of swine. If he should be tart with you, well, don't get tartar. Think of the traditions of your alma mater. Remember when you're blotto, the old school motto, QED hunk hink. So shout when you see any fellow Narkovians, I'm in the chair, chaps, what are you going to drink? If someone comes to murder you, or just your house to rob, or if he wants to borrow your fiancée or a bob, you may kick him up anywhere if he's on the cadge, but you must forgive him if he shows his badge. Don't do the dirty on a fellow Narkovian. Try to be a decent sort of swine. If he's got a pretty sister, don't you cultivate her. Think of the traditions of your alma mater. Remember when you're blotto, the old school motto, QED hunk hink. So shout when you see any fellow Narkovian, I'm in the chair, chap, what are you going to drink? There's a bit of a woman in every man, a sentimental streak, which we try to forget whenever we can, and of which we seldom speak. And it's proved by this story that you'd expect to end in a manner vile, a tale of two men and one woman, wrecked and alone on a desert isle. Though the woman was plain and placid and plump, though she lacked all attractive charms, the two poor chaps cast away on that dump, she looked like a Venus plus arms. So each might have committed some lustful crime, as in love there's no law, no rule. If they hadn't found out in the nick of time, they were both from the same old school. There's a bit of a woman in every churl. It was this sentimental streak that stopped either from speaking to that girl the things he longed to speak. When the weeks went by till the food was naught, they decided to eat the girl, which would not only conquer their tempting thought, but keep them from starving as well. So they killed and roasted the female fool to whom they had lost their heart, and as they were both from the same old school, they tossed up for the softest part. Now try to remember if you can, to drink up your gins and rums, there's a bit of a woman in every man, as there was in those old school chums. Oh, don't do the dirt. Come on, let everybody join in this. 1, 2. Don't do the dirty on a fellow Narkovian. Try to be a decent sort of swine. If you're just about to pelt him with a hard patata, think of the traditions of your alma mater. Remember when you're blotto, the old school motto, QED hunting. So shout when you see any fellow Narkovian, I'm in the chair, chap, what are you going to drink? Knock, knock, who's there? Smith. Smith First that's brought me here.
Well, there we go, viewers. I hear you asking what